So, guys, real fast, we're going to start this episode kind of like the sound quality will be terrible for the first 5 minutes or so. It's because I forgot to hit record, but we did a live stream. So I just yanked the audio from whatever the webcam is picking up on.
Yeah.
So we'll see what it sounds like. So we'll see you. If you want to skip ahead 5 minutes, feel free. But yeah, thank you. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Horror Show. The show that dissects, mutilates, dismembers, and butchers all of your favorite and not so favorite horror movies and other horror-related events. I'm Sean.
I'm Joe.
We are continuing on with the Monstervision tribute, which I kind of forgot about watching these movies. I was like, oh, wait, this is about Joe Bob. But the movies we chose were so fucking insane that I lost sight of Monstervision, but still tribute to Joe Bob.
I think our next episode will come back around because I have a lot to say involving him.
Yeah.
This one I don't. This one I don't even have a lot to say about anything.
And this one was even hard. I mean, I really only found one clip of the Night of the Lepus episode, and it was just the opening. So we do have the drive-in totals for Night of the Lepus, which we are doing first. I'm sorry for everyone that watched Phantasm first, 1 and 2. But Night of the Lepus we chose, and the next episode will be both Phantasms.
Yes.
Which is bananas. They probably deserve their own. But, well, Phantasm 1, you can't really like...
They're going to be hard to talk about for me, at least, because they're so wild.
Yeah, they are insane. I mean, the second one is just nuts. The second one is literally makes zero... I thought personally, and I know it's a favorite for everyone, but the second one is just...
I have a lot to say about this.
It's crazy. But let's talk about some rabbits.
Yeah.
And guys in rabbit suits that paw people and spray ketchup everywhere.
The effects on this is mind-blowing.
Dude, that is 100% ketchup for blood.
Oh, yeah. It was in the IMDb trivia.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you could tell. Yeah. It was crazy.
No, that's a fact.
It was insane. It was insane. So just to give you some highlights from the Monstervision, Joe Bob, very young in this. He looks very young. I don't know if this was just his hairstyle back then, but like so much hair. I was like, holy, is this like the first Monstervision? It was nuts. He's fixing a satellite dish outside of his trailer, and he says, that's what happens when you try to watch those dang Japanese basketball games. Which I understand what he said, but then he said the Knicks were playing in Japan that year, which I have no recollection of the NBA ever going there. But he bashes that for a while.
Look that up.
Yeah, and then he starts talking about a daycare center that he's opening up with Ugly on a Stick, who he talks about constantly, a woman that he loves. And he says, she has a face so ugly it was spray painted with graffiti to make it look better. But we love her. No, you never say that about somebody you love. And then he says that Ugly on a Stick is opening up a daycare center where the concept, the interview, the entrance interview, what does your kid do that makes you want to kill them? So he's like, little Jimmy likes sticking crooked twigs in a screen door, in the screen door. He's like, Ugly on a Stick will go buy a screen door and some twigs and let him just poke holes in the door all day. And then by the way, when you bring him home, he's calmed down. It was insane. And then he does not really talk about Night of the Lepus that much.
Can you blame him?
No.
He's probably like, after watching, he's probably like frantically being like, how am I going to...
Can you guess how many stars he gave Night of the Lepus?
Probably 4.
4. It's insane.
What do you give the fuck?
I actually have what he gave the fog.
It's like 3, right?
He hates the fog, like me.
Okay, so let me ask you this. I know you don't like the fog, and that's fine. Like I can totally understand.
Oh no, I know where you're going.
Would you rate the fog higher than Night of the Lepus?
No.
You wouldn't.
Oh yes, I would. Yes.
So you would rate the fog higher?
Yeah.
Okay.
You have to. You have to. He did. It 100% was 3 stars. I mean, at some point he has to be like, I'm sure TNT is like, you can't give these movies 2 stars. No one will watch them. They're probably like
I'm very vocal. Like, I'm not a big fan of Paranormal Activity.
Yes.
There's 100% chance I'll sit down and watch Paranormal Activity over Night of the Lepus.
100%. 100%. Dude, Night of the Lepus, I was genuinely mad I was watching. I was so fucking angry last night. Like I think I sent Ryan, one of our fans, Ryan, who had tweeted me about it, and I was like, I misspelled everything in it because I was so angry, and I was just like, I hate everything about this movie. Like, I was the most unenjoyable thing.
Well, that's the thing. Like, we're obviously going to talk about this episode, but
all right. Oh, well, that's fun.
Technical difficulties.
So technical difficulties. I did not hit record, so the first few minutes of the audio are garbage. So there you have it.
What were we saying?
We were talking about Paranormal Activity.
Yeah.
You would definitely watch it over this.
Oh, I was about to say that when the movie first started, there was something, kind of charming about it because
I agree.
It was simple and it was like, okay, this is just somebody that wanted to make like a simple creature feature. They're having fun with it. But then it was entirely too long.
When I clicked, dude,
I have the runtime somewhere.
Holy shit! It's an hour and 30 minutes. It's an hour and 28 minutes.
That's way too long.
So long, and especially when I hit pause at 45 minutes, and I was like, "You've got to be kidding me! I can't do this. Like, I really can't." Like, part of me was like, "I might just turn this off, and we might just talk about nothing instead."
I mean, I still feel like I have pretty decent notes. I still feel like this is going to be a short episode because I don't know. I mean, I was bored watching it. I can only imagine how bored someone will be listening to us talk about it.
It's insane. It's insane.
The problem with it is you have to switch something up. Like, so for those who haven't seen the movie, what it is normal-sized rabbits that are just like they're supposed to be menacing, but instead of being menacing, he's just zooming in on them or having them hop around like normal rabbits, like around models, like model towns and stuff.
And the models are not even good.
No. And then when people get attacked, it's clearly a person in a rabbit suit.
Yeah. So, yeah, let's just get this started. Drive-in totals, thanks to Joe Bob Briggs. 5 dead bodies, 1 dead horse, 123 giant dead rabbits.
120. Wait, somebody did the math?
There's no way. Because you don't know when rabbits are dying or not. Dude, a guy is blasting him in the face with a shotgun.
And when they're like being evacuated, it's just zoomed in on that hole and there's just rabbits coming in and out.
Dude, it makes no sense. Close-up rabbit incisors, which was hilarious. Multiple rabbit stampedes, rabbit whacking, horse-killing attack rabbit, rabbits that fling themselves heedlessly through a windshield of a pickup truck, rabbits that gnaw through floors, rabbits that travel at night to avoid detection, shotgunned rabbits, flamethrowered rabbits, electrocuted rabbits. 4 stars. Check it out.
4 fucking stars.
I want to talk to Joe Bob. Maybe at that con we might go to. Maybe I'll just ask him, like, what was his motive behind... Because I feel like his motivation was, like, these are just movies you need to see.
That's right. He's going to be at... Scarecon.
That's in New England, which we might go to.
A couple weeks, right?
Yeah, a couple weeks. Yeah. So, yeah. Oh, and before we get too far into this episode, I will be on The Girls in the Back Row. I think it's Thursday. I probably should have asked so I could have promoted it. But I think she said it was... I thought it was going to be in June, but she said Thursday? So I don't know. She might be bumping me up. Look at that. Bumping me up. And we talk about a movie that's available on Netflix called Honeymoon, which I fucking loved. I thought it was like insanely good.
It is a good movie.
So I'll be on The Girls in the Back Row. They're on Twitter at TGIT. TBR.
Yeah.
I mean, use your head. It's The Girls in the Back Row abbreviated. All right, guys, I'm not going to do that. And also check out our friend Casey's podcast. What is it? At Blood. Oh, boy. Sorry, Casey. Blood, Booze, and Gore.
Yes.
Just search it, and I retweet them a lot, so check them out, too. And we got a lot of fans starting podcasts now.
Yeah, that's pretty
cool. And should we talk about, since I know this episode's going to be like 30 minutes of us just complaining about shitty rabbits, we did so since we recorded, holy shit, we've done a lot. So we did a live tweet. Jason Takes Manhattan, which was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Loved it. Joe did that for us, organized it.
It's very fun.
I came in like 30 minutes late, and I was so pissed that I was late. Like, I wanted it to just last all night. It was so much fun. Everyone, all the people that contributed, it was
hilarious.
Oh, it was so fucking funny. That was a perfect movie for it too, because you don't need to like pay attention to it. Like when people said, "Wait, what's happening?" It was because it was just terrible, not because they missed something from tweeting. It was. I mean, and I love that movie now. I don't know. Maybe it was the experience.
It was the most fun I've ever... I mean, I've seen it many times.
Yeah,
it's the most fun I've ever had watching it.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you to everyone that hopped on.
And then we also, Friday, with a bunch of our fans, just talked about... we talked about... What was the thing that really kicked it off?
Club Dread.
Bill Paxton, Club Dread, Twister... And the volcano and Dante's Peak.
And unnecessary hatred for Paul.
And Paul, we just pooped on Paul for a while. But that was a blast too, and that was also on a Friday. So it looks like Friday's a good time to tweet. So.
Yeah, we'll keep doing it.
Yeah, I really want to do another live tweet. That was fucking fun as hell.
Yeah, we're thinking about something the upcoming like 4th of July weekend or something.
Yeah, and we're doing. So we're doing a live stream right now, but it's a Saturday night when we're recording this. So I know a lot of people. It's just for our Patreon fans.
Yeah.
So check us out on patreon.com/IHateHorror, I believe is the address. You know what? I'm going to find it out right now.
And while you're doing that, I just want to give a shout out to people on our Facebook page. I'm not going to say their last name because it's Facebook, but Scott and Dan and Vincent, they've been posting pretty much since we've started, like day one on Facebook, and they post pictures with them and our shirts that they bought going to cons, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm very grateful for everyone that posts, and we might just end up liking it or doing whatever. Like, we don't always have time to respond to everything. But we really appreciate it.
Very much appreciate it.
Honestly, every time I see one, I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta give these people shout outs. Sometimes I even write down a list and I never get to it because I get so wrapped up in these shitty movies and screaming about them that I don't think clearly. I'm an idiot. So good stuff. Thank you all. And it is patreon.com/IHateHorror for $5. We're doing, we do live streams, and we are doing, we do a bonus podcast on Kolchak, which is on Netflix. It's a TV show about, I don't even know. He's a reporter, but he acts like a cop. And he chases down creatures. Zombies.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of like paranormal stuff. Jack the Ripper for some reason.
And last time we did it for our Google Hangout, and I came up with this idea that I think we're just going to do a live podcast for it. We'll release like the audio or video of it. I'm not sure how we're going to do it yet for you guys on Patreon. So if you do miss the live one, you guys can see it. But I think we're going to do it live. So like you guys are all kind of hosts the way we do it with the Google Hangout. We talk to you, and it was really fun the first time. I mean, we were just bouncing questions off of each other. So I think that's what we'll be doing for it. Unfortunately, I forgot to watch Kolchak. So we were going to do it tonight, but I'm an idiot, like a total idiot. Whatever. So.
I didn't want to forget Hansi, who's been posting pictures of her. She, like, every episode we have, she'll post a picture of her with, like, the stars of it. So
it's insane.
It's awesome, too.
It's insane.
Thank you guys for sharing those.
I have to take off my shirt. I'm so hot.
It's so hot in here.
After Killer Clowns from Outer Space, she posted a picture with the fucking Killer Clown gun. It's amazing. Yeah. What the fuck?
Post a picture with her and Joe Bob.
Yeah, that was awesome. I love Joe Bob so much, which is really why we're here. So, thanks, Joe Bob, again. We really appreciate it.
I'm not wearing a T-shirt under this hoodie, and I may pass out.
Just Bill Belichick it. Cut off the sleeves. All right, so we open up. There's a terrible news report about rabbit outbreaks in the West. And then there's some James Bond music that plays. It's like...
Yes.
Like... This is so 70s, it hurts. It's disgusting.
And it just shows people hunting rabbits.
Was that like real footage? Or?
I don't know.
I feel like it was, which is, dude, there was 100% animal cruelty in this movie, by the way.
So after we see that, there's some horse that like some guys riding on a horse.
Oh yeah.
So I'm just rushing forward a scene, so it starts with the newscast. I guess it sets the tone that rabbits are taking over the world.
Yeah.
Then it cuts to someplace in Arizona, like the wild, wild west, even though it's 1972. And this guy's riding a horse, and the horse just falls over a rabbit hole, I guess, and like immediately breaks his leg, and he just fucking shoots the horse in the face. But the way that horse fell, I feel like he really broke his leg.
Yeah, I agree. And he 100% did. You know what they used to do for horses? This is like really cruel. They ended up banning it, but it might have been still in effect during this movie. So, in like all the Wild West movies, there would always be a horse that gets taken out. Like it's like running, or they're like chasing each other and one horse gets taken out. They literally used to put like a fucking trip line, like a rope across. Like
so they really trip and fall?
Yeah.
That's terrible.
It's fucking insane.
That's awful.
It's fucking insane. I forgot. My dad used to watch these like old West movies, and there was like a documentary on after one of them. I was like, what the fuck? And my dad was like, meh. I was like, what? No. He's like, well, they don't do it anymore. I was like, it's not okay.
That is nuts.
And I think
Are we sure they don't do that anymore? Because remember that show that, who was it, Dustin Hoffman had on HBO? It's called like Luck. It's about horses. And, like all the horses kept dying, and they had to cancel it.
Oh,
they must have been doing something. Like horses don't just die.
Well, I
mean,
how do you make a horse trip?
Right. I never saw the show. I don't know how many times they were tripping.
Yeah.
But something was obviously happening.
But like still, like you have to, yeah.
Right. How do you make horses trip?
Hurt them. You fucking hurt them, I think.
Yeah.
So.
God. Never watching a Western again.
No. Also a great thing in the credits we see that this is based on a novel called The Year of the Angry Rabbit.
Yeah.
Which tells me, I honestly don't even buy that this was based on a book. I honestly think the book was about a rabbit infestation, and they were just like, they added all the extra.
It's very possible. Have you ever heard of A Day of the Dolphin?
No.
It's about like a dolphin that's been trained to kill the president of the United States.
It's real?
It's a real movie. But it was based on a book.
Oh, yeah, there's no book. There's no way somebody sat down and penned 600 pages on a dolphin. That's insane. But Joe Bob, in the beginning, tries to compare that book to Rabbit Run, which is
John Updike,
which is a book about a basketball player. And he's like, I don't know, there wasn't a whole lot of rabbits in that one, so I like this book a lot better.
Rabbit Run,
dude. His references are crazy for the period that they're in.
Yeah,
like I mean, I just feel like, and I can't imagine he had like a huge staff of writers. Like I imagine a lot of this is just him
off the dome.
Yeah, because he's a smart guy. So
let's talk about another rabbit movie for a second. Have you ever seen Watership Down?
Dude, yeah.
That movie is brutal,
disturbing,
and it's like a kid's cartoon.
Yes, it is a children's cartoon.
It's terrifying.
It is disgusting.
Way more terrifying than Night of the Lepus.
Somebody actually, I think, brought that up on like either on Twitter. It might have been Ryan or something, but was like, Watership Down is like the #1 horror movie of all time, and he's like, it is awful.
I was in like 4th grade. I saw that, and I saw like what was it called, Little Nemo's Slumber Adventure or something.
So weird.
They both gave me nightmares.
Those movies were so dark and bizarre.
Yeah.
But not for children.
No.
Not for children. And that was way before there was like adult cartoons, so everyone took them to it.
Yeah, I mean, that was like my parents wanted me to see them.
Watership Down had some of the most disgusting visuals.
Agreed. Watership Down kept me awake, and Night of the Lepus put me to fucking sleep.
I fell asleep multiple times during Night of the Lepus. It took me 3 days to watch it.
Night of the Lepus is not a horror movie. It's a Western. And it's not even like a cool spaghetti Western. It's like one of those John Wayne movies before he was famous. Just him riding on like a covered wagon.
It's even more, yeah. It's even worse than that. It's like, it's these old Westerns that were like, I can't even explain it, that you'd watch and you'd be like, is anyone famous in this? And you'd be like, nope. It's just a Western that they just pumped them out so often back then. And
yeah.
It was just garbage. It was just people riding horses around. And by the way, you think it's like a Western and set in like a period earlier, because you see this horse fall over like you were talking about.
Right.
The guy shoots it in the head.
Like he could have easily.
And there's rabbits everywhere,
yeah.
Which is just a weird thing. Shoots this horse in the head and kills it, and then it cuts and he's like walking back to his ranch, and there's cars everywhere.
It's very modern.
It's the 70s.
Yes.
It takes place in present day for when it was made.
Easily called a vet.
Easily
just driven him out there. Yeah.
Easily could have called a vet. What the fuck is happening? It was insane. It was so bizarre. And then he sees this little kid, and his little kid's like, hey, where's Speedy? He's like, yeah, he broke his leg. I killed him. Everyone's like, all right. What?
Par for the course.
And just left him out there.
Yeah.
On his own ranch. Like, there's nothing. Oh, God. Just killing horses.
We should mention, I guess, that Janet Leigh is in this movie.
Janet Leigh is in this movie. A little older.
A little bit.
Looks a little more aged. That's that old Hollywood for you, right? Like, I mean, how many years have gone by since 10 years? Since
Psycho? So this came out in 72. What year did Psycho come out?
I think it was like 63.
I'll pull it up. Because I actually want to know this now.
I might be thinking about The Birds.
I thought Psycho was like 68. I thought it was later.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Which would be nuts because
Janet Leigh looks a lot
much older.
And that's like that old.
No, it was 1960.
Okay,
1960.
all right.
So it's 12 years.
Yeah. So, and I mean that's a lot of time, but that's a lot of Hollywood years for you. That's a lot of booze and smoking and
yeah, but you think
sun.
It's sun, yeah. But what was 12 years from now? That was 2004.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
no
like-
one would have aged it.
Look at Johnny Depp. Dude looks just like he did in 2004.
Looks just like it's
Angelina Jolie looks just like she did.
stupid movie where he plays with potatoes. What, Benny and June?
Oh, he makes him dance?
Yeah.
With the feet?
I've never seen it. I just know it from like the constant like
Plays with potatoes.
the
Isn't it just one scene?
a movie where Johnny Depp plays with potatoes. Oh man. So basically, this guy ends up going to. He goes to like the university to talk to like I don't know the dean about his rabbit problems. Yeah. He's saying there's rabbits everywhere, and he goes, "Oh, we got this. There's this young couple in town." That's what he says. Young couple. It's two oldest people ever. Young couple in town that are studying bats. Maybe they can help you because the bats are like eating the bugs for infestation.
Yeah.
And
also, I'm sorry, but I had
no.
I normally don't write dialogue down because there's so much dialogue that I can just pick it apart all night. But one that stood out to me in this movie was he's talking to this guy and he's just like, "Yeah, there's a bunch of rabbits," and then he's like, "Sorry, I snapped at you." I was like, "What?" Dude, he's so calm.
I loved it. Yeah, it was insane. He picks up the phone and he's like, "We just have a ton of rabbits. I'm sorry for snapping at you."
Says it so calmly.
And guys, there will be no impressions in this movie because literally everyone just talks in the same tone of voice.
Just hold up a piece of cardboard. That'll be your impression of every actor in that movie.
Dude, everyone's just talking. Normal voices. There's nothing strange in this. The rabbits don't even make noises. It's just...
No.
Just like, oh, there it is. Fuck, whatever.
Wait, they don't make that noise.
They kind of do.
Are they hosting Cadbury? They're hatching Cadbury eggs.
That would be a better movie if it were the Cadbury eggs. Bunnies. Yeah. Half chicken, whatever. We meet this couple that are zoologists, and they're trapping bats in a net. Doesn't look safe, and then he throws them in a box, this guy. And again, the animal cruelty in this is kind of off the charts. He puts them in this box and he brings them over to a sound recorder because he wants to record the sound. He's like, this is the sound of, do you hear that? That's the cry of fear. Don't know what that means or why he needs the sound of fear.
Yeah.
And to make them produce the sound of fear, they're all in this little box that he's carrying around like a lunchbox. He just shakes the box with all the bats inside, and they start crying.
And also, this has nothing to do with the movie.
Not at all. And he shakes the box multiple times to make the bats cry into a microphone and record it. It was the most bizarre fucking thing.
Fucking science.
Ever. Yeah. Science in the 70s is appalling. Like, we think we're so advanced. We thought we were so advanced in the 70s. We were just pieces of shit. Shaking up bats.
Shooting horses.
Oh, man. Oh, my God. And then the university guy, too. This was just such a frustrating movie. When we say this was boring, it was like excruciating. excruciating. This president of the university explains he meets with the zoologist, the couple, and he explains everything about the rancher to them.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, he played football in the 40s. Like, that is a quote. He played football in the 40s, and he golfs a lot, and he donates to the university.
It's nothing that comes into play. You don't need to know this.
He's literally like, it's a conversation. These all might be real people. This might be a documentary that we just don't realize. It was insane.
Well, I was looking at some of the actors, and they're all in like those shitty westerns that we were talking about before. Really? They're all in like covered wagon westerns.
Fuck, man. It is brutal. It is absolutely brutal. Oh, boy. So these two weirdo zoologists who should not be called scientists at all, they say they can use
hormones to fuck up their breeding cycle.
To fuck up the breeding cycle and lower the number of rabbits. I mean, I guess that's better than putting them in a box and shaking them.
Also, they're clearly stabbing those rabbits with syringes, right? Because that rabbit was like squirming in pain, and he's like shooting it up with something.
Yeah, I know. There were some scenes in this that really troubled me. There's a scene later where there's just like a pack of rabbits, and they throw like a Molotov cocktail in the middle of them.
Yeah.
You didn't fake that. I'm watching your special effects. You did not have the money to fake that.
No.
I mean, the rabbit that's on fire is definitely a puppet on a string because you can see it just being dragged. But they threw it in the
vicinity.
Middle of a pile of real rabbits.
Right.
That
I'm sure the stunt coordinator was like, man, they'll probably move.
Like, let's try with a plain bottle. They probably didn't even do that. It was borderline disturbing, like almost to the level of like Cannibal Holocaust.
Yeah.
Like, I was just like, this, I don't feel comfortable with any of this.
Like that
should have checked to see if it said no animals were hurt.
There's no way that the disclaimer's on this movie. That scene comes up next, right? That's when they try to burn the rabbit hole and like flush them all out, or is that a different cocktail?
Dude, this movie, I have a lot of, I don't have the amount I normally have, but I think it's a little bit later. It all happens so fast.
It does. Okay, so
they shoot up the rabbits with some drug. Well, first they say hormones, and then they pull out this other vial, and they're like, "Oh, this is some secret thing. Maybe we could just put in them."
Yeah, and then he alludes to the fact that like one of the male rabbits turned into a woman or something. And like his rabbit penis just disappeared.
And then they let their daughter take one of these experimental rabbits out, which is just
because one was her favorite.
Terrible scientists.
Yeah, one was her favorite. It's mutated. They were just experimenting on it.
Yeah.
And weren't they also saying that like it couldn't come in contact with any outside rabbits because it would mess up the whole thing?
Yeah.
And she's like, "Can I take it?" And like, yeah.
They're like, "Yeah, take it." She loses it.
Well, so first, before she loses it, this kid just shows up and acts like the biggest jerk for no reason, and then the rabbit jumps away, and he's like the nicest kid in the world.
Yes. It was so weird. It was so weird. And that kid comes in later with one of my favorite lines in the whole movie. And then as that's happening, we also reveal that, oh my gosh, the rabbits are getting so much bigger.
Yeah.
And my note here is, this is the least fun I've ever had watching a movie so far. And it was the most boring first act of all time.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. There's worse made movies, but it's just, this is like the most uneventful movie.
What we just told you was like 30 minutes into the movie. That was like 30 minutes, what we just explained.
Yeah.
There's just nonstop filler in this 30 minutes. Think about what we just talked about. Could have been done in 3 minutes.
Right. No, it could have. And like I said before, I will say,
burn the rabbits on next.
Yeah, right. Next. Yeah. So like up to this point, like I admit it was kind of boring, but like I said, it was somewhat charming. It was like a passion project of someone. Like, okay, let me see the rabbits like mutate and whatever. Like I was kind of on board. Mm-hmm. It doesn't pay off.
Yeah. So man, try and burning rabbits. That was weird. Then the ranchers and the two idiots, they go out riding horses. And they see an unidentified footprint, and they're just like, I can't figure this out. We should probably track it down.
Yeah, but the footprint was huge.
Yeah, and this is my favorite line. Okay, so that idiot, that jerk kid is back, and him and the girl are, I guess, looking for the rabbit.
Yeah.
I guess that's why they're together. And he says, I want to show you a friend of mine, Captain Billy. He's got a gold mine over those hills over there. Kid, That's called a pedophile. Do not. And they're both like, oh, okay, let's go find Captain Billy. He gives us presents in the gold mine. Like, no.
Yeah.
No, you stay away from Guys, tell your kids to stay away from Captain Billy. Just stop. Also, it's not the fucking 1800s. It's 1970.
It's 1972. Why is there a guy named Captain Billy that's living in a gold mine?
It's fucking insane. I honestly don't. They were confused making this.
I mean, we don't live in like real rural areas.
No.
So maybe. But I doubt it.
No. And if you did live in rural areas, your parents were probably like, stay out of the fucking mine.
Okay, so I agree with that. I was just trying to justify a Captain Billy character. Because, there's people that live in Grand Central Station. So.
Captain Billy's a drunk.
That is true. Yeah.
Captain Billy. Captain Billy. Telling kids that's his name. What? No. Oh, my God. So they get there, and Captain Billy's MIA. So this kid and the girl, they go into an abandoned gold mine. And the girl's just yelling. And by the way, the boy, who's much older than the girl, sends the girl into the mine by herself while he just investigates the shitty little shack. And she's just screaming, Captain Billy! Where are you, Captain Billy? Are you in here, Captain Billy?
She doesn't even know him.
She doesn't know him. She's never met him before. Captain Billy. And then we get our first glimpse of the quote-unquote rabbit monster.
We see the bloody rabbit first, don't we? Like, she just sees a bloody rabbit.
Is that what it was?
She sees a bloody rabbit, and then she, like, looks, and we see Captain Billy being eaten.
And it's just, like, tight close-ups of rabbit faces.
This is the most jump cuts I've ever seen. It almost gave me a seizure.
Yeah, it was really bad. It was so many jump cuts. So many fucking jump cuts. And now it just gets crazy. Now it goes off the wall. They attack some truck driver. The rabbits have no motivation. Like, I guess they're eating people.
They are.
Rabbits are.
I just thought of a scene that I can't wait to talk about.
Okay, they attack a truck driver for no reason, and this scene.
Wait, is this the guy that they decapitate?
This is the guy that his body was in 6 pieces, but nothing was eaten.
Oh yeah, just dismembered.
He was literally. It was his head, his body, his torso, his arms and legs all separately, 6 different pieces, but nothing was eaten, and there was just ketchup sprayed all over him.
Yeah, just torn apart.
But laid out like his body was like laying there.
Yes.
Like you lay out like a
They just cut him.
Yeah, they literally just severed. It was the stupidest thing. Oh, man.
And all the while, keep in mind, these are just regular, like, domesticated rabbits, and they're just zooming in on them, trying to make them look huge.
Yeah, I mean, do we want to talk about that now? Because that's probably the biggest problem of this whole thing. These rabbits are just rabbits, rabbits that you find at a pet store or a farm.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I see bigger rabbits outside.
Dude, I have gigantic rabbits that are way bigger than these, and they make an attempt when they do. In the first scene where we see them, they're in the mine. The people, we'll just skip forward, whatever. But there are some other things I'll talk about. But they're in the mine, and they're, like, running away from the rabbits. And so it cuts to the people running. You never see them in the same frame, of course, obviously.
No, you can't.
The people are running. Then it cuts to the back, and it's in slow motion of rabbits running down a model mine shaft. The perspectives change constantly. Because based on this model mine shaft, they are the size of, like, a house, because they show a little model, like, mine cart, which is the most terrible looking mine cart I've ever seen in my life, and they are like 6 times the size of it.
And showing these rabbits running, I know you don't like Monty Python, but in the Monty Python and the Holy Grail, there's a scene where the guy is looking out the castle and he sees someone running that's like 5,000 miles away, and it keeps cutting back to the guy looking, and he's still so far away. It's like to the point where it's almost like they're rewinding to make him like look farther, and then all of a sudden he's just there. And that's like what this scene is.
That's exactly what
it just keeps going back and forth.
It was infuriating. Also, the cops.
Finally, during that cave scene, there's finally some 70s lighting. Because I was a little disappointed that I could see clearly this movie. I felt
that was 70s lighting.
I felt like it should be way darker.
100%. The cops go to a scientist who said they found saliva and gnawing marks on the wood. And the cop goes, so what is it, Dracula? And the scientist says, probably.
Not in a joking way.
A scientist said probably. And then he says, actually, only thing I can think that can do this is a saber-toothed tiger. So you are giving us and I mean, granted, killer rabbits is also implausible, but
however,
as a scientist, you just gave us one fictional character and something that's been extinct for hundreds of
thousands of years. Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah, is it thousands? I don't know.
Probably. I don't know.
I'm not a fucking zoologist.
Well,
the scientist should know.
Neither's that guy.
Oh my god.
The only thing he could think of. And all they found was like a tooth mark and a claw mark.
So many piece of wood.
So many animals I could think
A
of.
piece of wood that's been gnawed up. Like, it could be anything. What? Goat.
Why a saber-tooth? Out of any prehistoric animal.
Because wouldn't that be like pierce it? Like, whatever. I'm not even going to get into it. There's another murder, a family of 4, horribly mutilated, is what they say. And then we see it, and it's just a bunch of people with a ton of fucking ketchup dried onto their face.
It's unbelievable.
So,
we mentioned already that some of these scenes is just a guy in a rabbit suit jumping on him.
Yeah, we haven't seen that yet.
I think that just happened.
Oh, okay. And so our guys, the ranch hand, the rancher, and the scientists are like, well, we got to do something about this. So they do. They find some footprints. They find a hole. There are 3 holes. It's so boring. It's so fucking boring. Because they're like talking to each other.
You're watching them in real time.
You are watching them in real time. They have a walkie-talkie. The rancher's up there with like 3 holes. The other guys, the zoologists are like, they're like talking on the walkie-talkie, and they're like, what do you see? And he's like,
nothing.
There are 3 holes here.
Yeah, it did not need to be filmed. Like, we get it.
It did not. And then he's like, can we hear it? And he plays it, and like you hear the rabbit noises, which are like, and then, but the thing you fail to hear because the audio is just crap is like this, like, and like it's so deep, like even that has too much treble in it. It's just bass. Like you think it's the music, and then you're like, oh wait, that's supposed to be a giant rabbit.
Yes,
with like a minion of, like a horde of baby rabbits by its side, and like the guy's like. Just blow it up. Oh yeah. The scientists are like, okay, we're just gonna blow it up. Like, we're just gonna blow it up. But then the scientist is like, actually, you know what? I'm gonna go into that cave because I need to see this for science purposes, and maybe I can drag one out.
Yeah,
because they don't know it's rabbits yet. I forgot.
They don't. So, Janet Leigh does because it cuts to a scene in the middle of this, or maybe it was right before it, and she walks in, sees a rabbit, attacks somebody.
A man in a rabbit suit, which is I wish they were all like that. I would have rather that.
Me too. But then it cuts to a regular rabbit because it's escaping. It's just a regular little bunny just hopping away.
Yeah, yeah. It's so weird. And that rabbit that Janet Leigh sees comes out of the dirt.
Like, it emerges so slowly.
And I was like, oh, that's definitely a puppet because that rabbit was buried. Because it's buried. And then I realized, no, that's a real rabbit that they buried. And just let scrape its way out of the dirt. And I was really concerned. Oh, my God.
Yeah, that's totally what happened. The stunt coordinator was like, they must have pitched all these ideas like, will the rabbit be able to get out of there? And he must have just answered with, yeah, probably.
Yeah. I mean, he's got it, right?
Just fucking roll it.
It's a rabbit. Yeah. And this guy, this scientist going into the hole to drag one out, this thing has murdered so many people. That was like your last straw. You saw a family of 4 murdered, and you're like, we got to find this thing, kill it.
Yeah.
And now you're like, you know what? I'm actually going to go try and find it and drag one out. It's exact quote. You ain't dragging shit out. These rabbits are killing people. Also, here's my question. Don't you wish there was a scene where there was just giant rabbit poop?
I do. Like big piles?
Like, okay, so for those of you that don't
think
know,
of that.
Rabbit poop is like balls. It's like these little round ball, like perfect balls of poop, and it's just a pile of them. Imagine a giant rabbit poop. Like, it would be the size of like a beach ball.
It would.
It would be awesome.
That's probably why they didn't put it in, because they had no way. They had like no scale.
And they clearly know nothing about rabbits. Because this movie makes no sense on every level possible. Like, rabbits are herbivores. Like, stop it.
Yeah, I guess because they're mutated,
I guess you can use that. I mean, and then they find the bunnies. They finally realize they're bunnies, and they're like, oh, they're as big as wolves. Oh, this is when they chased them out of the mine.
Okay, so they call them big as wolves, but
they're enormous.
They're like as big as like army tanks.
Right.
Because when you put them up against the models, they're fucking huge.
They're the size of a house.
Yeah.
In one scene.
Yeah. And even that doesn't make sense because when Janet Leigh sees them, it's just a guy. So it's not the size of a house.
There's not a single perspective in this. It changes from scene to scene. Like, they just did not give a fuck about making this. It was so weird. It was just so bizarre.
They end up blowing up that mine with all the rabbits in it. You'd think, at least I thought / hoped that they just killed them all, trapped them all alive.
Yeah. But no, we're like only halfway through the movie, if that.
Honestly, dude, my notes taper off here because I would take one like once every 15 minutes from here on out. Like,
Same. And my last note here is I honestly want to turn this off. I really was going to turn it off and just wing it. Because I probably could.
You probably could be like, yeah, they show back up.
I mean, I've seen it before a long time ago. I knew the end, so I figured that was enough. But
I mean, really, they end up coming back at night, and I don't know how far. Can I just say this scene? Because I don't know how far I had them jumping, but it can't be that far. But they come back at night, and like they frighten all the horses. But there's a woman that's in a shop, and she's just peering out her window, and these rabbits are like, this is when it's like zoomed in, and they actually kind of look big, coming towards the shop, and that scene must have lasted like 10 minutes. She's just staring out her window, not moving, just watching them, and they're just coming, and it just keeps cutting back and forth.
And, you know, we'll complain about something about time because we'll say this is in real time, and that's just painful to watch. This scene is actually slowed down.
The rabbits are in slow motion.
The rabbits are in slow motion. So
it's the ladies' like expressions.
It's even more painful than real time.
Yeah.
It's even worse than real time. Oh my god! And nothing is happening. The rabbits are just moving,
just moving. And then when they finally show up, they're just in like a little like Barbie dollhouse that's supposed to be the shop.
And the rabbits in the rabbits in the man. What am I saying? The men in the rabbit suits.
Yeah.
When they attack people, they're just pawing at their faces.
They're not attacking.
Oh my god. Yeah, the rabbits are creeping around at night. And by the way, this is the other thing I want to say. Oh my god. So I listen to this with headphones in, as I do most nights, because my son's sleeping on it and he doesn't need to hear the sound of bullshit coming through his room. And so I get, like, it definitely adds to good movies.
Yeah.
Having headphones in.
Sure.
But this movie, the sound of the rabbits outside of the cave is people breathing. That's the sound of the rabbits. It's just...
I did not pick up on that.
It is fucking gross. Like, I almost like just pulled out my headphones because I was like, this is fucking... It's like when you listen to a podcast, probably ours, and like you hear people like swallowing spit and stuff, and
mouth breathing.
Yeah, mouth breathing. It's really hard to listen to, and
probably
so
ours.
I hope it's not ours. I forget if it was like early horror show podcast or like our first podcast, but
you texted me and you said you sounded like an animal snoring.
Yeah, it was really bad. I forget if it was horror show or not, but it was also because I was hypercritical at the time. Now we just like release them as is. Take out me yawning. That's all I do now. Yeah, and then the rabbits ambush the horses.
Yeah.
In what was a scene that was supposed to, I think, be like high tense, because like the rabbits are on a cliff. Just this is so stupid. The rabbits are just standing on a cliff. Everything in the rabbits is slow motion, by the way.
Everything.
On. Yeah.
The rest of the movie, even the finale sucks. It's just so uneventful.
Oh my god! So the rabbits jump off of a cliff on top of the horses that they caused the stampede. Like, they set the trap. Mm-hmm. It's like they did it on purpose, and it is so dumb. And they kill all the horses. And then the rabbits, like you said, are running towards this house, and they start shooting a shotgun into the rabbits.
Yeah. And it doesn't work because they end up going into the cellar and locking themselves in the cellar, and the rabbits go in the house, and they're doing nothing except just walking into shit and just like... knocking over tables.
It's so weird. It's so weird. It's the most bizarre thing I've ever seen.
And the guy's shooting up through the ceiling, trying to like shoot at them.
And this is, at this point, it's the 45-minute mark.
No.
Yeah.
Well, then I don't remember anything else other than the last scene.
Isn't it insane? It's so...
Like, what else happens?
I've never been...
They're just in the cellar for 45 minutes?
Let's see. Here's my next note. At this point, I'm trying to figure out what I'll talk about on this episode because I refuse to talk about this movie. I was genuinely angry. Yeah, and then I had the ending too. Like, nothing happens after that.
That can't be the 45-minute mark.
I promise you it is. I promise you it is.
That is... Like, I was awake and trying to take these notes this whole movie.
45 minutes of just...
So that just shows how little happened.
Nothing happens.
Yeah.
Like, nothing happens. It's a lot of talking. And, like, at one point, like, there's, like, a helicopter that lands and a sheriff comes out who we've never been introduced to yet. And he's like, are you going to tell me about rabbits? And the guy's like, yeah, I'll tell you all about the rabbits. And I'm like, wait, what? How does no one know about this yet? Like, what is going on?
Yeah, because the sheriff... Now I remember. The sheriff shows up, and then he calls the National Guard.
And, by the way, how at no point during this movie were they like, you know what, guys? Scrap the rabbit idea. Like, let's just...
Make a monster movie?
Let's, like, put a sheet over somebody at this point and just make it a ghost movie. I mean, I don't know. Do anything but this stupid fucking rabbit movie. Because it is painful. Like, no one on set could have been like, this... All right, I'm cool with this. I'm cool putting my name on it.
Yeah.
I would have walked off the set.
I always wondered how actors felt about that. Like, you know how, like, even though, like, if we're doing an episode and you just feel like it's bombing, you start, like, breaking out in sweats and you're like, oh, God, how do I get out of this?
Yeah.
Like, wouldn't you be doing that every day when you're acting? Like, this isn't working. Like,
nothing is happening. Like, legitimately nothing is happening. So, I mean, this is the end. This is the fucking end. But the end goes on for 45 minutes. You're right, because they start talking about this fence, like, immediately. Like, right after this. And it lasts for 45 minutes until the fence is ready.
That's why I don't have those. That's exactly. It's not even. It's like railroad tracks.
Yeah.
Like electrified railroad tracks.
The guy keeps saying, we need a 2-mile fence that's 20 feet high.
Yeah. And they just show you making it the entire time.
And the end is them making it. And it just keeps cutting, and they're like, "Yeah, we're getting it ready."
Yeah.
What the?
Yes.
We're watching a live.
And it's so dark.
It's a 4-week-long movie because we're watching a full-on construction of an electrified fence.
Yes, that's what. Then now it makes sense. Now I believe you. That was the 45-minute mark because all I had was like that last like two lines like saying what it was, and I forgot that it took that long to get there.
This is criminal that they made movies like this in the 70s. And we've talked about how 70s made like really boring movies, but this takes the cake. Like this is just
yeah.
Yeah, and this is when the bunny catches on fire too. Just throw fuck. Oh wait, so they've had multiple bunny fires.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They all go to a drive-in theater. Is that what that was? After they build the.
I thought it was like I can't believe this episode is 43 minutes right now.
Too long or too short?
Too long. Fucking. Whoa, man, we can talk. I don't know what the fuck it is, but I thought it was power lines that they were using. This movie sucks.
Yeah, I don't know.
This movie fucking sucks. You're talking about train tracks.
I thought they all. Yeah, well, yeah, I thought he said that they were using like.
I don't doubt it either. That's the problem. I don't doubt it. I just could not figure out.
I thought they're taking electrified train tracks and making them into a fence, which doesn't make sense at all.
Because my plan makes more sense. Why don't you just lure them into a bunch of fucking power lines?
Or they're right by a cliff. Just find a way to get them off.
Oh my god. Just fucking, I don't know.
So they all turn on their car lights, which is what attracts them. Because apparently they're giant moths. Are rabbits attracted to light?
Again, my yard is infested with rabbits, like legitimately. We've got like 100 rabbits in our yard. They are afraid of fucking everything. There's no way to lure a rabbit next to you. They fucking hate everything. They're so terrified of everything. If you shine a light at a rabbit, it is running away. Or just standing there. It's not coming.
Right, it's not going to come to you.
I'm going to try this.
Stupid. Try it. We'll just sit in your backyard with our cars.
Yeah. So, yeah. So they would work on these power lines in real time. So the movie's like 3 weeks long, a real construction project. And then they lure the rabbits in, and they just get fucking fried on the power
They
line.
get fried, and people are still shooting at them because that works so well.
That worked so well. When they shot him in the face with a shotgun, they just like squirted ketchup at the rabbits' faces. Although it looked like they were like, I don't know. That scene looked questionable too. They might have been shooting him in the faces with pellet guns. Some of those wounds looked like, I was like, that's too good of special effects.
You think so?
But it might have just been the ketchup like matting the fur down.
Yeah, because ketchup. I mean, rabbits aren't supposed to have ketchup squirted on them.
That might be cruel also. I searched rabbit poop. I Googled rabbit poop while I was watching this movie. The first result, I believe, on Google, if you just search rabbit poop, might be Google Images or the Pages, I forget, is a page of, it's like an image, what do you say that? Imager?
I have no clue, but IMGUR.
Yeah, it's that page. So if you see that, click it and scroll down. It is a woman showing you every kind of rabbit poop there is. Like, literally, there's like dozens, not just a dozen, dozens of types of rabbit poop. And she's just holding it in her hand and breaking it up and showing you like what the insides look like. And there is, just click it. So most of it's the normal kind of poop, and it's like, this is healthy poop. Like 6 of them are healthy poops. And then she's like, this is not healthy poop. Dude, it looks like something out of the Alien movie. It is literally green slime in her hand.
She's just holding it in her hand?
Dude, like,
does she have a glove on?
No. Like
Google rabbit poop?
Google rabbit poop. It's like, what do they call the slime in Ghostbusters? Is that
Ectoplasm?
Ectoplasm. It looks like dark ectoplasm, but with rabbit poop in it. It's rabbit poop covered in, and she's like, yeah, this is not healthy. I was like, no shit. What the fuck are you talking about?
Oh, Guide to Bunny Poops.
Oh, Joe found it. So, dude, I mean, you're going to see it, so just scroll through it. You'll enjoy the rabbit poop.
It's not loading.
So that's it. That's the end of Night of the Lepus, man.
Yeah.
So
Sucked.
it was painful. It was brutal. But we have Monstervision, the game.
Yes,
Drive-in
let's
total
do this. I'm still trying to find rabbit poop. You still give me. So I was thinking like how the years are a big help.
Yeah.
Because it like narrows it down. You could try to think of what happened. So I don't know if that's cheating or not. But
It's not cheating because it's a made-up game. Like, it's not like changing the rules of Monopoly. Like, it's a made-up game. Dude, it would be impossible. Although, I don't know. I'm sure some people could do it without it, but it would be like, it's very hard. Me and Joe have watched a lot of horror movies. Like, I don't know, and especially Joe Bob. He picks such odd movies to do that. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so it's not like, and a lot of sequels.
a lot of sequels.
Yeah, so it's tough. So
Sorry. I'm looking at these disgusting pictures of rabbit shit. One caught in hair. She's holding a piece of hair.
Dude, and she's barehanded. She's barehanding rabbit poop. I mean, rabbits only eat grass, so like I guess it's not that gross. Like, it's not like us eating all this processed food. It's so fucking gross. It's so fucking gnarly. I hope she emails the show and is like, I used to be a fan of Fangor.
Dude, the mucus covered poops. I'm gonna fucking throw it.
Isn't that something out of sci-fi?
Dude. Why is she touching that? Why is it so gross looking?
Oh my gosh. All right. So Monstervision game. Guys, I'm going to get out of the I'm going to get out of the YouTube chat because I feel like that might be dragging down the quality. So I'm going to just close it and hope that maybe that'll help you guys out a little bit. So I'll edit this out. All right, Monstervision game. We'll do 3. Oh, I don't know if we should do more this time. This was a long episode too. Okay. All right, guys. So we're going to do the graveyard. Graveyard.
We're gonna aardvark.
We're gonna aardvark in the graveyard. All right, guys. We're gonna do the drive-in total game. What we're doing is, if Joe guesses early, we will re-record them so you guys can play at home and see when you guys can get it. and then we will play Joe's turn after that.
Do 5 each?
Yeah. 5 each.
Can we get all 5 wrong, especially on a live view?
All right. 1981. This time I wrote the years down, so I did not have to do it live. Would you not guess? Oh, okay. So, yeah, we're going to do 2 things here. So people that are live casting, so they understand. I'm going to let Joe do it live, make his guess right when he knows, so people can understand how good he is. And then I'm going to record it again so the people at home can play along in their car.
Okay.
And then I'll play your live result after.
Evil Dead.
Perfect. Thank you.
The Howling.
Pissing me off. All right. I almost just said the name of the fucking movie. All right. 5 dead bodies, 2 breasts, which we won't be showing, mutant farm animals, strangling, stabbing, shooting, hanging, impaling, drooling, axe to the head, crowbar to the head, electrocution, mutant grinding, sideshow stripping,
American Werewolf in London?
exhaust fan foo.
Exhaust fan. Mutant? Was there...
Mutant grinding, sideshow stripping, exhaust fan foo. Those are all pretty... Those are... I mean, it's a tough one. Drooling is another key one.
It's not Texas Chainsaw 2, is it?
No. Do you give up?
I'm going to have to, because people are going to be like, speed this shit up. Yeah.
Funhouse.
Ah, man.
Funhouse.
I wouldn't have guessed that.
All right. This one, I know you like. You're a big fan of this movie. 1988. We've got 2 breasts. Of course, we will not be seeing those on TNT. 6 dead bodies, 4 undead bodies, voodoo funeral, exploding coffin, fire eating, glass eating, graveyard, voodoo, Catholic candle, zombie face eating, 1 dead wall pig, aardvarking. Wait, what the fuck is
what is aardvarking?
I don't know.
We'll look it up.
Orgasm cam, head roll, heads thrown, gratuitous face needles, jaguar foo, zombie foo, scorpion foo, tarantula foo, snake foo, scrotum foo, buried alive foo, froth face, debutante foo. So now we'll listen to how Joe did. 2 breasts. Of course, we will not be seeing those on TNT. 6 dead bodies, 4 undead bodies, voodoo funeral, exploding coffin, fire eating.
Serpent Rainbow?
Yep.
Nice.
Good job. All right. That might be the best drive-in total of all time.
That's so many, too.
So insane.
Can I just... Oh, I found it.
Oh.
Joe Bob Briggs, on his Wikipedia page, it says, aardvarking is one of the euphemisms that Briggs employs when people have sex. But the first hit that came up says, my mom walked in on me and my girlfriend aardvarking, and she scared my girlfriend so bad that she sneezed in my asshole.
What? Oh my god. I don't even understand that. Aardvarking. Aardvarking. That is hilarious. Okay, so aardvarking is sick. Oh, graveyard aardvarking for fantastic.
Yeah, makes sense now.
Now I got it. All right, next one. Dude, I keep almost saying the name
What year?
of these movies. 1988.
Again, all right.
Yes. 12 dead bodies. Exploding house. 1 4-barreled sawed-off shotgun. Dwarf tossing. 10 breasts. Of course, those are scissored out for the TNT version. Embalming needles plunge through various parts of various bodies. 1 motor vehicle chase with crash and burn. Ear lopping, forehead drilling, wrist hacking, bimbo flinging, grandma bashing, devil sex, crematorium foo, flamethrower foo.
It's got to be Phantasm 2.
It is.
Okay.
Which we are doing next week. Good job. All right. Next one. How many have we done right now? 3?
Those 3.
1, 2, 3. Okay, so we got 2 more. 1990. 66 dead bodies. 6 breasts. Don't think about it. 1 motor vehicle chase with pickup plunging into the center of the earth. Killer porcupine breasts. Exploding monsters. Throat slashing. Bimbo staking. head hacking, guy cutting off his own face. This one might give it away. Whimpering mutant ET dog that turns into a little girl when it's taken out of the sunlight. Heads roll, mutant foo, flamethrower foo, earthquake foo.
Wait, the dog is going to give it away?
Whimpering mutant ET dog that turns into a girl when it's taken out of the sunlight. Yeah, it's
Whimpering mutant ET dog that turns into a little girl?
Yeah.
What the fuck does that even mean?
It took me a while to put it together, but yes, it is a scene in this movie. Like, literally that happens.
All right, tell me.
Nightbreed.
Oh, fuck.
That little thing that they find that's like dying.
Oh, shit.
All right. Last one. 1984. 9 dead bodies.
84?
Yes. 9 dead bodies. 2 breasts.
Evil Dead.
Tongue talking. Whining. Wailing. Face eating. Rat attack. Spear chucking. Exploding heart. Laser eye special effects. Kung fu. Midget fu. Tongue fu. And devil fu. There's a lot more he could have had in this. Because those are very vague, and this is a very not vague movie.
It's not Season of the Witch, is it?
It is not.
What?
He left out a lot of key stuff.
Tongue fu? Tongue fu does not help me at all.
No. None of these really help.
1984. Exploding House? Is that in there?
Exploding Heart.
Exploding Heart? I feel like that should be a big clue. Shit, I don't know.
Ghoulies.
Oh fuck! I haven't seen Ghoulies in so long.
There's so much else that happens in Ghoulies.
Shit, toilet monsters.
How is there not a toilet comment? It's almost like he was making it for the game. Like
he knew.
Sometimes, and then there's other ones that literally say the name of the movie, like for like 6 of the categories. All right, so that is it, guys. Wow, what an episode. We made it. I was really worried this episode would be like 20 minutes long. I was terrified, frankly. So glad we could actually make an episode.
Yeah.
So thank you all so much for listening. Really appreciate it. Rate, review, subscribe on iTunes. It helps us out so much. We are, when you search horror movies on iTunes, we are right there, which is exactly what I wanted. So that's great. And that's all thanks to the reviews and stuff. So if you can leave a review, please do so. If you don't, I don't blame you. I hate writing reviews. So, but thank you. Check me out on the Girls in the Back Row coming out. Just if you follow us on Twitter or Facebook, I'll post a link. And those addresses are facebook.com/IHateHorror. I'm on Twitter at IHateHorrorShow and Instagram at IHateHorror.
I'm at JoeV421 on Twitter, and I'm at Boognish1985 on Instagram.
There you go. We've got shirts, guys. Buy the shirts. They are fucking awesome. I wore one around today, and I realized I love that shirt.
Yeah, nice shirts.
Yeah, really nice. We've got them in stock. store.IHateHorror.com. Yeah, it's a good thing. That is secure. You have to use PayPal, so it is a secure site, even if your browser says it's not. Fucking assholes. And then what else do we have? Patreon.com. We just did the live stream of this. Another benefit that I'm going to be releasing is early release of the episode. So as soon as I finish editing it, which sometimes it is literally like Monday at 11 p.m., I will post it. But lately I've been a lot better. This one will be probably Monday at 11 p.m. Maybe tomorrow night. So sign up there, patreon.com/IHateHorror. We're going to do some really cool stuff. And we're also maybe planning a cool event coming up that I'm interested in doing. So
yeah,
that's just super vague and no one cares. So thanks. Good job, Sean. So that's it. Thank you guys all so much. Really appreciate it. All the feedback's been crazy for this episode. Thanks, Joe Bob, for posting all this stuff. He was awesome. He shared this, and tons of people left us feedback like about their favorite episodes, but they left it on Joe Bob's page.
Yeah, that's sweet.
Didn't really help us.
No, I still think it's sweet.
No, it's amazing. It's amazing, but I couldn't curate it.
Right.
I found it like today, and I was like, oh my God.
But what
It's
if
like 100
what if when we see him at Scaricon, he's like, "You motherfuckers, blowing up my feet, ruining my piece."
Yeah, bullshit. That would be awesome because I'd probably do that. Like, there just comes a point where I don't want to see any notifications. But that's it, guys. Thank you all so much. We really appreciate it. So for Joe, this is Sean. Stay weird.
Thank you.
Adios.
With a glass of red rum, 'cause I'm a gore